Chapter 8, A Letter from Your Father, January 2010. I picked up Bjorn again off the couch in my parents' house. He started moaning from being moved around. I couldn't think of anything right now except to get him and I warm and in a place where we could rest. I drove 15 minutes to Christine's house. She was in her pink bathrobe and helped settle us in her fourth bedroom. It was super tiny with a twin size bed, but warm and quiet, and Christine made us feel welcomed. I placed Bjorn in the bed and crawled in beside him, grateful for the respite. I spent almost 2 weeks in Pennsylvania when it became very clear to me it wasn't going to work out. I'd received a ton of support from my extended family: Uncle Tom, Aunt Paulette, Aunt Kathy, Granby, and Pop Pop. My immediate family of parents and sisters was another story. I couldn't process having gone to my parents' house and my mom telling me there was no room for us. But yet people were living there who weren't her blood. I was her daughter. But all these other individuals could live there, but there was no room for us. I went to my Aunt Kathy's apartment and she embraced me with open arms. I cried and was comforted by someone who loved and supported me emotionally. I ended up talking to Tinian on the phone. He absolutely had no remorse for me having left him. None. His complete lack of concern about our situation was stunning. As much as I appreciated the love and support I received from my uncle, aunts, and grandparents, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd gone to my younger sister's house too, looking for support, to only come up empty handed. She was living in the house our parents had bought her 2 years earlier. They were still paying the monthly mortgage, despite the fact that she and her new boyfriend were both employed, were living there, her with her two daughters and he with his two sons. My situation was met with incomprehension. She acted like she didn't understand whatsoever the desperation I felt, being pregnant with a 3-year-old, looking for a safe haven. She offered no support. I tried talking to my mother again, to no avail. Our relationship was always hot and cold, but I would have thought she'd help me in my time of need after leaving an abusive marriage. Oh, how wrong I was. I was aware that she was still angry at me for having moved to Richmond in the first place, something she made evidently clear when it had happened. Her lack of support felt like her passive aggressive way to hurt me. I understood she was overwhelmed, already taking care of those in her household. She couldn't tell Joseph to move out, that Destiny needed help, could she? She acted like there was absolutely nothing she could do. At the time, my dad was in Iraq for work. I'd talked to him on the phone, telling him what mom had said, and ended up receiving an awful email from him. And to top it off, he also sent that email to both my sisters, my mother, and Anita.
Dear daughter, you can choose to read this message fully and try to understand that it is written from love, or you can simply hit the delete key right now and not be bothered with the unpleasant truths. It is time for tough love. The truth is that you do not show any respect or appreciation for the family, and especially not the love of your mother. I just learned that you announced today that you were returning to Virginia. How predictable. You come home, make demands, create havoc, burn bridges, insult your parents, act as I told you when you called me at 3 a.m. in the morning to complain about your mother, and my observation, you are acting like a self-centered brat. Now you're running away again. It is time for the childish temper tantrums to end. It is time now. Running back to Virginia is not a solution to your problems. Do you really think you'll be able to count on Timian for support? Sure, maybe in 5 years when he's out of law school, he may send you a check. Anyway, you count it. He has no ability to support you either financially or emotionally. You are on your own. He'll have his video games and you'll have your two children and no means of support. But if that is what you want to do, so be it. Here's my advice to you, daughter. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop running and value the family that you have. Daughter, it is time for you to choose your path and to suffer the consequences, both good and bad, of your decisions. You can be totally offended and spew your venom at me for these harsh words, but that does not make them any less true. You can run back to Virginia and try to leech off of friends down there or get your husband to support you. All I can say is good luck. Or you can follow the advice I have laid out for you in this message and return to being the loving daughter and sister and aunt that I believe you are capable of becoming. If you followed my advice, I assure you that your mother, your wonderful sisters, our entire extended family will be there to support you. The choice is yours. Written with love, your dad.
Wow. Talk about kicking me while I was already down. Oddly enough, he was validating my circumstances, pointing out how worthless Tin Man was, but yet not acknowledging the fact that mom had turned me away. He accuses me of being a leech? Wow. That letter was so degrading and guilt ridden. Clearly, he did not know who I was. I couldn't comprehend his motivation in sending me that email. I told Grandma Chris that I would like to divorce my parents and Tin Man at the same time. The best thing I could do is disconnect from them and live my own life, as Pop Up and Granby told me. No one knows what is best for me except me. Astonished and hurt, I realized very quickly there was nothing for me in PA. It was very clear this was my life and I was on my own. I still didn't know what to do, but out of options, I headed back to Virginia.